Hello, C programmers. I have a simple question for you. The question is, without using semicolon, at the end of the printf function, display hello world to the console. Let me repeat again. Write a C program to display hello world or any string, but without using semicolon at the end of the printf function. Sounds impossible, right? Okay, let's solve it together. So consider our C program you know very well, right? S include stdio.h, right? Then our main function like void main, yeah, the return type is void, right? Okay, you know very well. So now tell me, if I ask you how to display anything or any string to the console, simply you will say like printf, okay, printf any string, like for example jacksoft, okay, or any string you can display. Okay, but here compulsory we need to use semicolon, right? Otherwise we get compile time error. But our question is we can't use semicolon in this position, right? Without using semicolon here, how to display? This is our question, right? Okay, so up to now you know what is the purpose of printf function, to display any string to the console, right? But now let me share something special, some special purpose or job of printf function. If I ask you what is the return type of main function, simply you will say here void, right? It doesn't return anything. In the same question, if I ask you what is the return type of printf function, what is the answer? Certainly you know. Okay, the return type of the printf function is a integer. It returns a integer value, right? Okay, so what is the value? How we can identify, how we can find out? Simply very simple. Mainly the printf function return a integer value, actually the number of characters inside the string. Okay, now tell me, in this string, right? In this string, how many characters are available? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and space is also a character, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So this function return 10, right? This function return 10. If you want, sir, if you want, you can store this value also. How to store? Simply we can use a variable, like any variable, like for example c count, like integer. Simply we can store this value. So here the printf function return any integer value. If you want you can see the output also, like printf. Okay, printf, for example number of character, like number of character, simply like for example percentage d, you know very well now, for example the value of c. So printf function returns number of character present in the string. I hope you got this point. Okay, so what is the output? Simply in the console we see the number of character 10, right? We see the output like this way. Okay, now tell me. Okay, now let me share one more interesting thing. Already you know, in C programming language or C++ or Objective C, or consider your Python programming language or JavaScript, or consider your PHP programming language. Here you know one concept. What is the concept, sir? You know this one very well. For example, zero means what? False, right? You know very well. And any non-zero value, like for example 0.001, or consider -1, or consider 1, this value are considered as true, right? You know very well. In your C++, this kind, in this programming language, this terminology or this concept is available, but there is no such kind of terminology, like zero mean false, any non-zero value means true. There is no such kind of terminology in your Java programming language. Okay, leave this one. Okay, now tell me, for example, any condition, like for any condition statement, like for example if or consider while, right? Here we need to provide a boolean value, right? Like for example true or false, we need to provide, right? Okay, you know very well. So now can I write like this way? Can I write like this way? For example, if five and some statement, whatever you want, you can add. But can I write like this way? Certainly. Why? Certainly we can write like this way here. the condition is true. So now tell me, sir, can I write like this way? For example, if Opul, you got this point, right? Okay. If, for example, print f na, for example, Jax. Okay, simply. So, sir, what will happen? Okay, just close this parenthesis also, and we are not performing any operation or anything, simply empty body. Okay, there is nothing in this body. So now what will happen? First of all, okay, this statement or this expression will be executed, and it will display, right? It will display Jax to the console or any string to the console, and it will return the value. What? It will return the value 5. So the condition is true and there is nothing to perform, right? Whatever. So is it possible to display anything without using semicolon? Because here we are not using semicolon, right? After printf function we are using parentheses, we are using curly brace, but we are not using semicolon, right? Certainly we are able to fulfill our condition. What was our condition? The condition was without using semicolon. We are not using semicolon anywhere, right? Okay, hopefully you got this point. Also there are other ways. Okay, for example, while now. So can I write like this here, while equals to 5 or y equals to 4? Certainly, why not? So now tell me, this is one way. If you want, you can apply another way, like while. Okay, I hope you know already this concept, what is the purpose of while. So now can I write like this way? Okay, printf, for example, like Jax. Okay, for example, let me write here software or simply soft. Okay, now close, and there is nothing to display. So now tell me what will happen. What will happen? Yeah, the condition printf. First of all, the program control will, okay. Here is the program control, and it will return. It will execute this expression. So to the console, it will print soft, right, or any string, right, whatever you are providing or using. So it will print. It will display soft. Again, it will display soft, right? This is while statement. It will terminate, while loop will terminate if it find any false condition, right? So here certainly in this case the condition is always true, right? So if we want to stop, then we need to make the condition what? We need to make the condition false. How to make a true condition false? How to make a true condition to false? Very simple. Like for example, for now, if I simply use not operator, this is considered as true. In C, C++, Python, PHP, JavaScript, in this programming language, this concept is available. Okay, so simply this is true, and if I just use not, then this condition converted to what? False now. So simply can I use like this way, and not operator? Certainly, why not? We can use like a not operator. So what will happen? First of all, it will display this soft, then okay, then it return what? It return 4, and then this is the true condition. It convert this true condition into a false condition, right? As the condition is false, certainly nothing will be executed, right? Okay, it will terminate the loop, right? Very simple. Also, if you want, you can use another ways or another, okay, approach. For example, I hope you know switch statement or switch concept. For example, switch. Okay, simply here also you can write like this way. For example, print f. Okay, like your print f function. Okay, now for example, academy or anything, right? Whatever. So simply we are not using any case or any label. Leave this one. So the value is what? The value is here, for example, 3 or whatever the string, based on the string value will be available. Okay, now. So simply okay, we get the output what? Academy. So hopefully you got this point, how to display, right? Okay, but I hope you got this point. But right now let me show this one also practically to the system, right? Now let me run the program in the system. For this purpose, I am using online JDB. So just simply let me click here. Let me click in the link. If you want, you can run in your local system also. Okay, from here you can select the programming language like C, Java, HTML. Okay, so let me select here C programming language. Okay, I can run the program. Just simply to run the program, click in the run button. Okay, by default there is a program, right? Hello world. So now let me cancel all the things, and let me just paste our program. So this program will display Zacks Software Academy or Jacksoft. Okay, so we are getting our output, right? Jacksoft. So now tell me what we want. Actually, we want to store this value, right? For example, we are storing this value. We are storing the return value inside a variable, in the variable called C. Now let me print the value of the C variable, like for example number of character, so percentage D, and the value of the variable, right? And use a semicolon. Okay, so now let me run. Okay, in the same line we are getting the output. For this purpose you can do one thing. You can use one printf function uh, to just display new line only now. Okay, new line. So now let me run this program. Okay, we are getting the output now. Jacksoft number of character 10. I hope you got this point. Now what I want actually now, so simply we want, what is our requirement? I think let me delete all the things. Okay, so now for example this is our condition. For example, if can I write like this way, printf for example jacks, right? And simply one empty body, nothing more than this. Now let me run. I will see the output as a jacks. Okay, so are you observing? We are getting the output jacks, right? I hope you got this point. So now if I want, I can use instead of if I can use what, while also, right? Okay, let me use your while. So what will happen now? Let me run this program. So one problem you will face at this moment, are you observing? Just repeatedly it is printing, it is displaying the output only now. So just it is continuously displaying. What we want, sir, at this moment I want to stop this program. Okay, to stop this program, just stop, just click here, stop. Okay, so what we want actually, I want to display only one time now. So simply, simply use the not operator here. Now let me run this program. So are you observing, only one time we are getting the output? Let me change here something. For example, Zacks Software, right? So okay, Zacks Software. Now let me run once more time. We are getting the output Zacks Software. Okay, if we want, we can use your switch statement also now. Switch. Okay, now let me modify the string. For example, academy, right? Now let me run this program. Okay, Zacks Software Academy. I hope you got this point and you are able to run in your system. I hope you got this solution, but still now, if you face any problem, you can inform me. And if you have any suggestion, or if you want me to make any videos or playlist related to C programming language, Java, Python, or DevOps, AWS, especially Spring Boot, then you can inform me. Or any kind of suggestion you can provide us. The WhatsApp number, Gmail, everything is available in the channel. And just one request, please share this platform with your friends, with your colleagues, and see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.